got it. I'm going to leave meeting. No, I'm just joking. Okay, so, welcome everybody to the Marie Amateur Radio Club. It's recording, right? Yes. Okay, great. I'm going to be talking about HamCon Zion. You notice that there's a typo there, so just disregard the man behind the curtain, okay? It actually says HamCon. And it was held in St. George last weekend, July 12 and 13. And I tell you what, we're going to talk about that. But if you know anything about St. George and July, there's another word that comes to mind: heat. It was about 116 degrees at the high every day, and that 116 degrees kind of lasted for an awful long time. It was very, very hot, but fortunately the convention was all indoors, so that was very nice. Okay, so question number one: what was it all about? What did we do there? Big question is, was it worth it? Because there was a cost involved, and should I go to the next one? And I'm hoping to make sure that everybody thinks that it might be a great idea to join us the next time it happens. So let's talk about what was it all about. Well, first of all, education. There were a number of presentations, as you can see on the screen, on Friday and Saturday. So we talked about all kinds of subjects. And that's one of the reasons why I love going to these conferences, because you have the potential of learning lots. I say potential because I know that some presenters, it's kind of funny. You'd go in there, the thing was about, their presentation title was X, and they talked about Y. I'm not sure why they did that, but if you went to my classes, we had a great time. And I talked about what to do after a disaster, and we talked about that here in the club, and also how to create a Go kit that's right for you. As a matter of fact, while I was there after that presentation on Saturday, how to create a Go kit that's right for you, a guy came to me when I was in the kind of a group room, and I'll show you a picture of it. And he says, "Hey, Dan, I am out of LA, and I make bags for shooting ranges. People who go to the shooting range, they want to have a bag that has all their firearms and ammo and all the earplugs and all that kind of stuff." And he showed me his website, and these bags are very, very, very nice. They're made out of that 1000 material, Denner 1000. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so very heavy duty. And he says, "Hey, I'm just gonna make a long story short. Would you like to have one to make a Go kit out of?" And so he sent me this. I just received this in the mail, and I'm going to make a Go kit out of this bag. And so you can come and take a look at it, and you'll just feel something that is heavy like this. Guess what? You can tell, I tell my kids, if it's heavy, don't touch it, because it's expensive. What's Jurassic Park? Remember that scene where they're in the car and the actor goes, that looks heavy, don't touch it, it's expensive, yeah? Right, so anyway, so I was able to do additional things in addition to ham radio. I'm going to help him develop a Go kit bag, and there could be some money in it. He works directly with the manufacturer, so if I say put a fan here, he's going to go to the manufacturer and they're going to put a fan where I tell him to put it, type of thing. Okay, so anyway, that's what happened when I taught that particular subject. But let's talk about what else you do. So education, the camaraderie. One of the best things that we were able to experience was rubbing shoulders with fellow hammers. For a hammer, the world is a nail, right? And so we're all hammers there in that conference, and we had a great time talking about everything ham radio. And if you know anything about ham radio, you know that the amount of things you can do with ham radio is ridiculously long. That list is humongous. It is crazy. So that was fun to do. Again, exchanging ideas was another thing. During the classes, after the classes, we got to talk to the instructors. We got to talk to a lot of fun people that were there. A lot of ideas were exchanged, and learning to become a better ham radio operator. That's my goal. As a matter of fact, when I made this presentation, I don't know why anybody else went. I know why I went, and this is what I'm presenting, okay? And I'm hoping that other people kind of had the same goals. For me, I want to always find ways to become a better ham radio operator, and going to the conference is one of the best ways to do it. Let me ask, I'm going to put you on the spot, Vern. What did you like best about the conference?
We had a vendors swap meet, so there were guys who brought their own guns themselves, but there were several vendors there. I thought we good with that.
So Vern says that there were vendors that were present. There was a swap meet there. It wasn't the biggest swap meet. As a matter of fact, I was kind of underwhelmed by the swap meet. The pictures on the website showed, I think it was from Dayton or some Huntsville Hamfest, but not so with St. George. But this is their first year, okay? So
I've seen people that I haven't seen in a long time. I see you more in the last month than I've been in a long time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Guys up in Layton that I know, and here and there, but I haven't seen you in person in a long time. So that was the camaraderie.
Yeah. It's hard to do that when you're on a Zoom meeting, huh? As good as Zoom meetings are, and just our club activities, when we go to the conferences, we're able to see a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life and a lot of different experiences. So the next question that always comes up is, was it worth it? And this is kind of a subjective question because you have lots of expenses, right? It is not, even if you were to have the Hamfest in Ogden, which we had in 2018, I believe, it was still, you may have wanted to go to a hotel or motel. Certainly in St. George, nothing's free down there, right? And so, but it was reasonable, okay? I went to a motel, and fortunately I can sleep anywhere. So all I care about is a comfy bed, and I can deal with everything else, right? So some people stayed at nice hotels, some people stayed in motels like I did. And that was fine by me, It was like $60 a night, and I'm good to go, okay? Food. There's always a cost for food, including the banquet that they had. The banquet was a $45 fee for that. And did you get $45 worth of food? No, but you were able to talk to people that, unless you went as a group, I sat with people I never saw before, right? And so we had a great conversation and that kind of stuff. So the atmosphere was definitely worth it. And the entertainment at the end was kind of interesting, and I'll get to that.
You think they put a stipend to those people that were going there?
I'm sorry?
Do you think they paid a stipend to some of those people that brought in?
Yeah, most, well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but, you know.
I know Josh in particular, he tries to go to the HamFest. He has a vested interest in Utah because he is now like this with what was the booth that he was in? Buddy Pole. Yeah, they're out of Heber. He was there the entire 2 days at that.
Who did you say?
Josh from Ham Radio 2.0.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the monkey guy. What's his name? Tony?
Oh, the gorilla?
The gorilla. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, dude. We'll come to that. Okay. Okay.
Gorilla or something like that?
So gas, of course, is a thing, and in today's economy, it's not cheap. And of course, time is money. My time is worth money. Your time is worth money. So you need to ask yourself, was it worth it? I can't answer it. For me, it was. For me, it was. Did I learn something that I couldn't learn elsewhere? Absolutely. Even though I can go on YouTube, I can hear other people's experiences. I was able to contribute to someone else's learning, and other people who were there contributed to my learning. I think that was critical. But here's the biggest thing that I like about being part of a conference, and that is, you can't do this on YouTube. I can ask questions, okay, and I can get immediate feedback, and to me, that's worth it. So the question becomes then, should I go to the next one? Well, maybe you should ask yourself this: could I do or learn or experience ham radio any other way? I don't know, maybe. But just think of all the things that we did while we were there. And plus, it's hard to beat personal experience. You can talk about talking to the ISS astronauts all you want, but until you actually talk to them, that is the thing that makes the difference, okay? So, my suggestion is start a little monthly budget, put $5 a month, starting now, and just earmark it for the next convention. And if you do that, 5 times 12, that's $120 in a couple years. You don't have to touch, there's your food and gas, while you're down there. So now's the time to prepare. So you've heard of the adage, "A pictures are worth 1,000 words," right? Well, I took a few pictures, and so I'm going to quickly go through them. And this is the big hallway that we had lunches in, that we just met and talked. Huge convention center, so that's probably one of the reasons why it looks like there's not a whole lot of stuff in there. The place was big. I should have put this to music. I'll hum. There's Buddy Pole, there's Josh, he was there. There's Icon was there. There's the part of the swap meet. There's the other part of the swap meet. Not a whole lot, but let me tell you, when I came in on Friday morning about 7 o'clock, before they let the doors open, I was there, and there was a guy that had a cart, and he was one of the guys that was going to put things out on the floor. He had a couple of ham sticks, 10-meter ham sticks, and he was selling them for $15 a piece. And they were like really, really nice, rarely used ham sticks. And so guess who has 2 10-meter ham sticks? Paul. Nope. I have one now. So and by the way, why is let's see, I'll see if I can get a pic. To those online, would love to see that big bag at some point. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Jan, for doing that. Okay, I'm just reading the chats. As a matter of fact, I should be able to, I'm not going to try to play. Okay, so anyway, at 7 o'clock, the guy had the guy was there. He was checking in because he needed to make sure that he could get into this area here. And the ham sticks were there, and I started talking to him, and they said, "Oh, what is that? I love ham sticks. Oh, those are 10 meters. Oh, okay, cool." And I saw the price, and it was upside down, $51. $51? Who's going to spend $51 for a ham stick? Oh, 15. Okay. And I go, "Can I just buy them from you right now?" "Sure." So I got them in my truck before they went into this shop here. So anyway, fun stuff. There's the Dixie Amateur Radio Club. They were there. The Young Ladies Radio League was there as well. They had an event going on at the same time. The Northern Utah Web SDR, they're kind of in all the places that I've seen. Mel is always there. There's Utah VHF Society. He was letting everybody know what's available there. We have the RV Radio Network. I went to his presentation, and because I'm thinking about doing some RVing with my wife, and I have the job where I don't need to be in an office. I just need to be near internet access. And so we've been talking about that for a long time. So it turns out that there's this RV radio network is very active in going all over the US and running operations from their RVs. So pretty cool stuff. Gigaparts was there. I did not speak with them. They didn't have anything that they were showing. This was early on, so maybe I just didn't catch them at a good time. Impulse Electronics was there. They had a lot of Go kits. As a matter of fact, this guy here with the mustache, he allowed me to take a Go kit in there to show people you can buy Go kits, if you have the money. You can make your own if you don't have the money, right? So for every one Go kit that you could buy of his, you could buy 3 or 4 of mine, right? If you do it yourself. But some people don't have the time or the patience to make their own Go kit. So I brought one of his in to let everybody know that there's all kinds of options. How many people know this guy here? Signal Stuff. There's Richard there sitting on the chair there. We had a good talk. He did actually real good. Every year, his presentation on his backdrops and everything, it's improving and improving. So it's pretty fun to see him grow in the ham radio. There's a place where you can buy all kinds of parts. Boy, if you needed parts for ham radio, a conference is a place to go. Not only the swap meet there, but also these vendors that are there. Gordon West was there, and I enjoy listening to him. I have all of his books. One of the best things that I like about Gordon West is he's very heavy into showing and demonstrating. Everything that he does, he loves to show. He loves to make ham radio approachable to everybody. And one of the things that he did was he recorded various things of what it sounds like during a tropospheric ducting, the Aurora Borealis communications, in his CDs and stuff, the books that you buy. I'd love that you just can't find anywhere else. So it was fun to rub shoulders with him. And of course, we have Josh and the 8 Dude with Ham Radio 2.0. That was fun. When I first saw him, I go, "You look so much smaller on TV." And he goes, "I've never heard of that." It's always the other way around, right? "You look so much taller in whatever." Anyway, he was fun to talk to. They had a guy there who set up to kind of do a talk-in. Everybody are familiar with a talk-in, where there's an event and they'll put a talk-in frequency where if as you're coming down the interstate or something, you want to find out where to park and that kind of stuff, you use the talk-in frequency, and you're talking to this guy here in this case to find out things about the area, where to park, that kind of stuff. So anyway, it was great to talk with him. I loved his Go Kit, being a Go Kit aficionado. So I wanted to take a few pictures of that. There's Gordon West doing a presentation on tropospheric ducting, which was very, very, very educational. I really enjoyed that. He described why it worked and how they were talking from California on VHF to Hawaii. 2,300 miles VHF. Are you kidding me? That was crazy. The ARRL had a meeting there, and that guy there was the treasurer for the ARRL, and he gave a good talk, talking about where things are. There's the panel. You can see Pat is there from Utah. Gordon, of course, is there. He had a bunch of stuff to say. And then we had the banquet. Now, the banquet happened Saturday evening, 7 o'clock. They should have had it at 6 o'clock. And you'll know why. They should have had it on Friday. Yep. And so the lady who was in charge of that is her, Rachel is her name. She was in charge of the conference, and so she introduced the panel. There's the panel there. They were given questions, not only by questions that they already had, but they went around to the audience and they were asked questions, which was very enlightening on things that they were doing. Now look at the stuff in the background. There's some fun stuff that we'll see later on. So after that, they left the room, and we were going to then give away prizes. So everybody got their raffle ticket. And of course, this is during the dinner. So we ate dinner, and after the dinner, the question and answer happened. And then we went and...
We were very surprised and excited. So you guys wasn't an elaborate thing like Brett, some of our club members who have to see on Pat's.
So over 500 people in that room. It didn't seem that crowded, but it was a big room. Yeah, it was a very big room. And let's see, one of these other ones are, yeah, this one should also.
All
right, Gloria here doing these things in a way, but all of you out there, I think we serve, ladies, serve one more hand for the desire for this great time. You are the core group that the American radio really needs so much, really those young hands that are always full of excitement.
That's not me. I'm not that young. Yes,
Jason, he's my age with me. Everybody's going on YouTube in about 9 years, and I have a insight from my audience top.
Okay, so they all had things to say. The guy next to him was from Yesu. He talked about system fusion. He had a couple of classes there. The lady next to him was from the ladies ham radio group, and the guy next to him was with the RV radio group. All very interesting. What did you think of the guests that were up there on top?
I was thinking that Jason should have spoken up a little more,
Yeah,
because he's got interesting things to say, and he gets all that feedback from his YouTube channels.
yep,
Gordon is just, he's a delight.
yeah.
I mean, he is just so happy all the time. He makes you want to jump in there and you know, upgrade your license and buy more stuff and get on the air and do things. And he's just an entertaining, outgoing fellow. At the other meeting where he was on that other panel, very cute. He says, "Okay, I'm everyone on the count of three, call out your call sign. 1, 2, 3." And the whole room puts a call sign, and he picks somebody's call out of that and says, "Okay, go ahead." Just
Yeah. He used the last 3 letters.
yeah.
XDL, go ahead. You know, like there was a pile up. So it was a very, very good, very well done, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, every time he turned around, he did stuff like that, right? It was, I mean, you know, you could tell he was a pro. You know, and one of the best things I like about Gordon is every time I talk to him, he talked to you like you were the only person in the world. Okay? It's not like he had other places to go. Okay? And I like that from a person who doesn't need to do that, but he does.
Well, your picture of his booth didn't show it, but he had that pad of certificates. And anyone who stopped there, he would handwrite out a certificate for whoever you were and put your name on it, to the class, call sign, and he would sign it himself.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So after the panel did the question and answer, everybody was actually during that time, boom, the power went out. Do you know that there are no emergency lights in that conference center?
No,
Where?
one.
No, not a one, yeah.
Not one.
The only light was the little teeny electric flames that were on each table. That was the only thing that was lit up. And it wasn't raining, but the wind was blowing. But we're in the center of this conference center, and we don't know what's going on. And so,
It's becoming dusk.
and it's getting dusk, and you can see that it is, you know, you can see the light from on top. The sun has already gone down. It's now becoming dusk. And there's still lots of stuff to do. Namely, the thing that we were going to do right then was to, let me get back to, okay, I wonder if there's a better picture. Reading off the raffle tickets, but there's a lot of stuff in the background here that they were going to do for the entertainment. And as a matter of fact, this guy, his name is Professor Gautier, I believe, the French name. And he had all kinds of stuff. Tesla coil, Jacob's ladder, just a lot of things with extremely high voltage. He even has a legitimate Department of Corrections electric chair. Yes.
Don't say that one because.
I know, exactly. So let me go through here. I know, that's, and so because there was no power, we decided, well, okay, let's go ahead and give away the prizes. And so in the dark, this is how we gave away the prizes, okay? It was all by flashlight. Actually, 90% of it was people with their cell phones, okay? And so that was very disappointing that we weren't able to see that. But after a while, they decided, you know what, the power's not coming on, so they they told us to evacuate the building. And so by then, it was dark outside. That time window of, if they were going to evacuate, they should have done it a lot earlier because it was pretty dark when everybody left. So I went to the truck, and I have some lights in the truck that I brought in to help with that. But by the time I got back with my lights, most everybody was gone. So I had a chance to go around, and we went through each room and verified that nobody left anything, and we were able to lock things up. And I asked them, is there anything I can do? And they said, well, could you come back tomorrow morning, this is Sunday, at 8 o'clock to help take down all of the electronic stuff that was not used? I go, absolutely. And so the next morning I came in, and Professor Gutier is there, and I was so glad I was there because he powered things up. And it was fun to see the things that was going on. He had already packed up the Tesla coil. That's in that box right there. But there's a Jacob's ladder. You can see an arc going on there. And as a matter of fact, there's 10,000 volts right there, just so you know. There's Jacob's ladder. One thing that this video does not do is to show you, you can actually feel the electricity, you know. As a matter of fact, during the buffet, before the power went out, they were telling people, if you have a pacemaker or any medical device, you should not be in the first couple rows in front because it might, you know, affect you.
Or if you're bothered by loud noises or flashing lights.
Yes,
Some people have
exactly. And it was quite loud when all of it was going. So, and let's see what he has to say. So, of course, there's a couple kids there, and I think that's why he turned everything on. They were the kids of Rachel, who was running the place. She was there. Anyway, it was great fun, and the bad thing about the whole thing was there was a time when we had to go home. I didn't like it, but we went home anyway. Any questions? Anybody online have a question?
They would like to see pictures of the bag. So if we could put them on.
Yes, let me see. Let me go ahead and let me stop sharing. And let me see, let me terminate my presentation, and let me just get on this so I can turn on my camera. Come on. Okay. Can you see me? Okay, great. One thing that I like about this bag is they have these compartments, and here's a thing for tools. This is for a couple of mags, but you can put antennas in there, coax. There's places for everything in this bag. And so I'm gonna take it and make my own Go kit out of it, and we're going to collaborate on how to make it better and how to make it for a ham radio Go kit. So I think I'm going to put a shelf in there, put an 891 in there, put maybe a tuner in there. Yeah, we're going to see how can you see the bag okay? Yep. The material itself is pretty, it could bounce out of a car and bounce on the road for 10 miles before it wears out. I mean, it is pretty heavy duty. So anyway, there's the bag. Any other questions?
So what's going to be balancing towards the next year?
Not from the ARRL. The ARRL, we changed from Utah to Idaho to Wyoming to, I think, Arizona. We're in the same conference, the Western Conference. And so it's going to go to another state next time. And I think it's every other year. I don't think it's going to be next year. I think it's every other year. Paul, is that true? I think that's true. Anyway, and if that's it, thanks everybody for joining. I will have these slides. You'll get them tonight because they're on a flash drive, and I'll just give them to you. And so you can see it on the website. So thanks everybody for coming to a club meeting, and we'll see you next time.